Hello there. Okay, welcome to this quick and easy tutorial on how to create a Kindle ebook cover using Adobe Photoshop's Elements 11. So that's the version I'm working with here about Adobe Photoshop Elements 11. Okay, let's start. All we're going to do is click File. Oops, gotta get rid of that. Click File, and I'm going to start with a new blank file because this is something I'm just going to use. Everything that Adobe Photoshop Elements 11 incorporates, everything they have. I'm not going to use any extra photos in this tutorial to show you how you can make your Kindle ebook cover. So, File, New, Blank File. Let's name it. I'm going to give it the name Best Selling, and I'm going to choose Custom because I want a custom size. And the custom size that I've already predefined, as you can see, is 1563 pixels by 2500 pixels. 1563 by 2500, I set my resolution to 300, color mode to RGB, and background contents to transparent. The reason I did this was because with Amazon, they have a page here in their kdp.amazon.com help, and it tells you for best quality your image would be 1563 on the shortest side and 2500 pixels on the longest side. So that's why I've gone with these options. And another place I saw 300 pixels per inch or PPI was optimal, so that's why I'm leaving it at these options. Once you do that, let's hit OK. I chose the transparent background, so what I'm going to do is go now under, and notice I'm on the Expert tab. That's where you want to be. That's how you want yours to look. If yours does not look like mine, you want to see this Tools panel and this layers and everything on the right. You want to go to Window and make sure your effects looks like your effect. The ones that are checked on looks like mine. Tools is checked on, Effects, Panel Bin, and I'm working on the Best Selling here. So you shouldn't see that. You should see whatever name you're working on. But as long as these are checked on, Panel Bin, Effects, and Tools, we should be looking at the same thing. And by the way, there's a link to Adobe Photoshop's Elements 11 underneath the video, so you can buy it on Amazon and immediately download it if you don't already have it. So now that we're looking at the same Expert tab, let's go over to Graphics. And it's cool, they let you look certain things up by a lot of different things, but for now I'm going to say by type, and instead of shapes I would like to see all of the backgrounds. So I'm going to choose one of these nifty, cool backgrounds that I love that they have, a bunch of different options. So just play around and see what you like. But I'm going to scroll and look for, let's just see. And if you hover over it, you'll see the name of them. Like we have a skiing one, silver damask, silver silk. So I want to look for something that will look nice and not compete. Ooh, raindrops, those are pretty. Not compete too much with the text. I don't want something too busy. But it depends on your book, of course, and whatever theme you like. I saw a couple of cool ones. There's a good football theme, soccer field rather, football F-U-T, as in football from overseas. But let's look for one. These look pretty interesting. A travel beach scene. Or, you know what, I think I'll go with the travel train tracks. I'm double clicking that and you will see where Photoshop Elements will tell you that it's downloading the asset and to please wait. And pretty soon, you can see it working there, it will download whatever background you've chosen. There we go. Actually, that's kind of nice. So all I plan to do now is just pop a book title here and an author name down there. I'll probably do it in white. so it won't compete too much. Okay, so now that we've done that, I like to go back to my layers mode. Now we have our background. In order to get text or words on your Kindle book cover, I'm clicking over here on the left. It's called Horizontal Type Tool. I'm going to click there. You see I have a text that was set previously, which might be nice, but I think I might choose another one. It kind of helps if you choose a text you might like first, something you think will look good against your background. But don't worry, because if you choose something you don't like, you can always change it. So for now, let's go with this Hobo Standard or something. This one does not let me choose bold or italicized. It does let me choose the font. I already have my color set to kind of a grayish color. I'll just choose 10% gray and then click. Oops, see what it did there? I didn't mean to click that text box yet. Green means accept this, commit to the current operations, or red means cancel it. So I'm going to cancel that. So in case that happens to you, don't worry. Sometimes you might accidentally click around and create a text box when you didn't mean to. But let's go with these options. I've got this regular text box. I've got this Hobo Standard or whatever text. I have it centered. It won't let me bold or italicize it. I'm going to start drawing a box where I plan to put my book title. So I'm over here in the top left hand corner. I'm going to click my trackpad and hold it, and you might hopefully be able to see a box being drawn. I'm going to draw it right about there. It looks good to me. Let me start typing my text. I'm going to call this Back in the Day. Okay, so you can see that is pretty small in 36 points, so I'm just highlighting it. Shift and left cursor on my Mac. You could also do Control A if you're on Windows, or just drag your mouse, or Command A if you're on a Mac like me. I'm going to change that and play around a little bit, and let's see how it would look in 48 points. Getting bigger, good. It could stand to have more room. 60 points, better. Let's open it to 72 points, and it fits. It does fit. I could even hit enter, and that makes it look a little bit better. I'm hitting enter. There we go. So you know what? I'm kind of liking the way that looks. If I didn't like the text, I could just highlight it right there, and let's choose Gilsan. I could use that. You know what? So let's go with that. I'm going to click Commit Current Operation. Okay, one other thing we can do to make the text look a little spicy is make sure you're on this text layer like I am right now, Back in the Day. I'm going to go to Layer, Layer Style, and Style Settings. If you don't see your layer style and style settings option like I see right now, just make sure that you have already clicked either your green arrow to commit or your red circle to erase it and start over. Because if your style settings is grayed out, that means you just need to probably commit to something. Select style settings, and one thing I like to do with the preview button turned on is create a nice little drop shadow. And if I click style, you might be able to tell how that made a little shadow appear. Some of these are very subtle. The distance, there we go. If I made that distance a little bit bigger, and the opacity, I usually don't play around too much with the drop shadow, but I do like these glows. If I watch my text, when I choose glow, inner and outer, you might not see much of a change, but once we pull it all the way that way, and the outer glow especially, there we go, look at that glow. Woo! That's some glow right there. So I'll pull it down maybe a little, but it's kind of nice. And then there's a bevel where you kind of see that made gave the text a little bit more definition. I could go that way with it, but I think that looks a little cheesy, so I'm going to take it down a bit. And you can choose whether you want it beveled up or down. I'll just say up. The stroke I generally don't use, but I'll show you in some other videos how I use it. You could have that dark stroke there all the way you want, but I'm going to turn that off. And you're not committed to these colors. If you want to change the color of your drop shadow to red, let's say, I'll just click the color. I clicked on red and I clicked OK. Or you want to change the color of your glow to, let's try a little purplish. Say OK. So my inner glow changed a little bit. Let's see if we change that outer glow. There we go. So you can see how those affect things. Let's say OK. I'm going to do the same thing to pop an author name on there, which I could have done in the same vein, but let me just do it separately. I'm going to click my green T for a text box again. Let's choose Futura. And whoa, I didn't mean to do that. That shows you what I did there. I changed the actual text where I didn't actually mean to. So let's change that back to something different. How about that? It's good that you see my mistakes because then it makes you not feel as bad if you create any. Okay, text. Before I change that text, what I should have done is drawn a new box like I'm doing, just clicking and dragging. Let me just type my name. Well, see, it won't all fit, so I'm highlighting it, and we're going to knock down this to, let's just say, 24 points. So let's see if we can fit. I don't know how to spell my name. Yeah, I do. Paula Neal Mooney. That's a little small, so we're going to make that, let's try 36 to see how that would look. Good enough. Let's see if I wanted to make it red. I highlighted it. I chose the color red. Click somewhere else. And wow, that looks a little weird, but let's do this. Let's go to filter. Let's go to layer, layer style, style settings. Let's do our drop shadow and glow all over again. There we go. I could have just changed the color, but what I did was change the glow there. And you know what? Let's make our glow a little bit more white, and it might pop a bit against this background. So I'm just doing the same things we did before. Selecting the color, selecting white. Give it a better glow. It's becoming a little bit more defined. But let's go back to that text box, and you notice over here I'm still on my author name. I'm going to highlight that again, and instead of red, let's make it yellow. A little bit better. So there we go. It's a simple cover, and when we're ready to save it, we just want to save File, Save for Web, and it will give you an image of what it looks like, your Photoshop PSD original file here, and what it might look like on the web over here. I have my preset to unnamed. You see the options there. JPEG maximum quality, optimized, and it adopted the width of 1563 and 2500 height that I chose. Don't worry about the huge size because Amazon can handle a file this big. Because this is our cover, these are not internal. These are not internal images. This is our cover image. So Amazon will shrink it down as need be. Click Save. And for example, let's just say if I saved it to my desktop, I'd call it Best Selling. It's on my desktop, save, and voila. That would be the image where I just saved it. That would be the image I would upload in the KDP Kindle Direct Publishing module for a cover. Hope it helps. Thumbs up. Give me some great comments. Bye-bye.